Hey everyone, so I'm sure you've already seen this. Let me make myself absolutely clear. And I could care less about the US's now performative call for a ceasefire. The same ceasefire deal that they have vetoed on numerous occasions, thus resulting in thousands and thousands more Palestinian deaths, including thousands of children. So great, call your ceasefire. And yes, it needs to happen ASAP. But we all know what this is. Democrats are now backed into a corner so bad that they have no choice but to pull the proverbial trigger on this ceasefire after pulling the literal trigger on our people, killing them for the past 167 days through their active complicity by providing continuous funding and weapons to eradicate our people. We've all watched this video where there is clear video footage where Israel is hunting unarmed civilians for sport like it's a video game. A clear, blatant act of terrorism that is a video-recorded war crime. A war crime that has been happening for the past 6 months. And you now call for a half-assed ceasefire that doesn't mention the Palestinian hostages and still allows for a Rafah offensive by not asking the IOF to get the hell out of Gaza. We know what this ceasefire gesture is. We're no idiots. You now feel the pain that we're about to unleash on you and your elections. And you are now attempting to save face in the final days leading up to November. Just know that your calling for a ceasefire does nothing for you. So not only are your poll numbers going all the way down, you yourselves will be going all the way down to hell for what you put us through. But my intent here is not to focus on the now too late call for a ceasefire, but to focus on what they are trying to achieve with this ceasefire. Most Americans unfamiliar with our cause will think, well, now that they're calling for a ceasefire, all them pro-Palestinians can shut up and stop protesting and stop causing traffic and messing with our commutes. I'm here to tell you that there's no way in hell we're stopping because of some measly-ass call for a ceasefire. In fact, we're about to put the pressure on you so hard after your pathetic attempt at a call for a ceasefire that all you coward-ass politicians won't know what hit you. So let me do what I do best and throw a metaphor at you to make you understand what our government is basically attempting to do with this call for a ceasefire. And while I'm telling you this metaphorical story, you'll say to yourself, this would never happen in America. And that's exactly the point. But I'd like you to listen intently to this metaphor to see if you recognize any parallels to what we have been witnessing. So here it goes. Imagine a child serial killer has been on the loose here in the USA for years, tallying over 7,000 child murders and counting over the years. The FBI is completely aware who this man is, but they've been unable to find him, let alone stop him from killing more children. And they have given up trying to locate him. One important thing to note is that this serial killer has a family of his own, which has recently been disclosed to the public. A group of rogue parents of children whom have been killed by this serial killer located the serial killer's family and kidnapped them as hostages in order for this serial killer to turn himself in. As a result of this bold move, the serial killer reemerges not to turn himself in, but to go on a child-killing rampage, killing children at a higher rate than he has ever killed before in retaliation. The FBI still doesn't do anything, turning a blind eye to this as they don't want to expend any additional resources trying to find him. But the number of children he has killed and publicly televised by sharing his murders on social media has gotten so high and so gruesome that the public outcry has forced the hand of the FBI to pull all their resources to find him. And lo and behold, the FBI finds him and brings him in. So what do next? They tell him to immediately stop murdering children, and then they let him go to be free to walk amongst all civilians of our world. The FBI then puts out a statement saying that this child serial killer has promised to stop the killing and that they trust him and that the public has nothing to worry about anymore. Okay, metaphorical story over. This is what a ceasefire only means to us. Biden and his administration asking Israel to ceasefire is a means to shut us up and an attempt to get us to forget the past and vote for him and the Democrats come November. This ceasefire is a means to let Israel's genocide and ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians fizzle out so that Israel can go back to the same occupying routine without repercussions. And we'll be damned if we ever let that happen again. Not this time, not ever. A ceasefire is only step 1. We've still got steps 2 through 4. Step 2, end the occupation and bring the serial killer to justice. Step 3, return the land that was stolen back to the 1967 borders at the very least, and expel all settlers from our land. Step 4, establish Palestinian sovereignty with total inalienable human rights and full freedom. Because without all those, there will never be peace. Not there and not here. We've had enough, and we're not letting up for one damn second. And if you don't believe me, you just wait and see.